Hello and welcome to another video from EarnPed. Hope everybody is doing great today. Thanks for being with us today, guys. This is a special video. You might hear us also doing dishes in the background. I wanted to go ahead and get this out here because the information just came across and it's super important and really couldn't wait. So I am actually on Monria. I am heading back to Calypso as fast as I can. And the reason being is I've been checking out DSEC 9, as you guys know from the videos earlier today. I went and I did the basic DSEC 9 missions to get the radio towers and meet Pam and all that. And then I started looking for the broken robot parts so that I can upgrade my laptop and upgrade the armor. The problem is getting the armor to drop. I did actually manage to get my hands on a set of DSEC foot guards. However, that was the only piece that I was able to loot. So the problem with the armor mission upgrade, the part that's going to be hard, is the armor itself. So I looked into the mission chain, and in order to upgrade the armor, you've got to not only have the broken robot parts that you repair and turn those in, but you've got to turn in 2 of the regular foot guards to get the adjusted foot guards, right? Then you've got to turn in 2 adjusted foot guards to get the improved, to improve to get the modified, to modified to get the augmented, so on and so forth. So you're going to have to loot close to 350 to 400 total armor parts to get a perfected set. And the armor is a rare drop, so good luck with that. I will be coming back to DSEC 9. I will be coming back to Monria, but right now I am hauling butt to Calypso. So why am I hauling butt to Calypso? They just announced the changes to the Mayhem system, and that is what I want to get to you guys as soon as humanly possible. That is why we are shooting this video. That is why I am not taking any amount of delay here. We're just going to get right to it. So while I am flying through space, let me explain the changes to the Mayhem system, how this is going to impact the economy of the game, and what you guys should be doing to prepare for Halloween Mayhem 2021. So while I am leaving you guys to look at me flying through space, let me actually read you the official announcement from MindArt. This year's Halloween Mayhem event includes major changes to the structure and format of Mayhem Annihilation and Survival. Similar changes will also be implemented in future Mayhem events, incorporating feedback and suggestion from this year's Halloween Mayhem event. So that to say, this is the basic restructuring, and then they're going to take feedback from this, and they might tweak it a little bit more. One of the first changes participants will notice is a complete overhaul of the items available in the Mayhem Token Trader. Dozens of exclusive new items have been added to the trader. Also, many existing items have been repriced and in some cases restocked. So, let's stop right there. All the people who cheated at previous Mayhems to get their hands on a lot of the rare stuff that was in the Token Trader, they will now not be as rare as it was because they're restocking some of those items. Other items have been added, and they're repricing almost everything. And that was the big problem with Mayhem, is you would have like 8 placement tokens from where you won 8 times, but then you would need like 150,000 Mayhem tokens to get anything decent. And meanwhile, you might only have, 15,000 Mayhem tokens. So it was a real pain. Also, because people cheated, all the good stuff was pretty much gone. So from what I'm taking from this is they're evening out the pricing structure as far as the tokens go. They're putting some of those sold out items back in, and they're adding new stuff to it, just like they did with FEN. Placement tokens have been renamed to Rare Mayhem Token. Mayhem tokens have been, M tokens have been renamed to Mayhem Token. Rare Mayhem tokens are now acquired exclusively as rare loot drops from creatures within the Mayhem event instance. So there is no winning Mayhem anymore. To get a placement token, which is now called a Rare Mayhem token, you loot them inside the instance and they're just considered a rare drop. This gives all participants a chance to acquire Rare Mayhem tokens / placement tokens. The amount of Mayhem tokens and Rare Mayhem tokens looted from creatures in the event instance scales proportionally with their threat level. So if you go with the lowest level instance, you're not going to get nearly as many Mayhem tokens and Rare Mayhem tokens as you would get in the highest level instance, right? The overall quantity of Mayhem tokens available in loot has been increased substantially since large amounts are no longer provided as rewards. That's good. The reward structure for the various Mayhem event modes has been reworked. Participants now unlock rewards by reaching predefined thresholds specific to each particular mode. See full reward details below for the 2 gameplay modes available in Halloween Mayhem and Halloween Annihilation. I'll get to the rest of that in a second. Creatures in Halloween Mayhem may drop Halloween strongboxes, which can contain a Halloween Ring 2021, Mayhem amps, Mind Force weapons, powerful enhancer pills, themed clothing, and more. So pretty much the same old with the Halloween boxes, except for now they might have Mind Force weapons in them. I'm assuming that's not just the amps. So let's talk about dates. Halloween Mayhem can be accessed via the global event list. That should be B on most of your keyboards from any planet or location within Entropia universe. There is a single instance for Mayhem Survival. We'll talk about this in a minute. And 10 instances with creatures of various threat levels for Mayhem Annihilation. Event dates Thursday, October 28th, 2021, 1400 UTC to Monday, November 8th, 2021, 1400 UTC. So first let's talk about Annihilation, which is the one most people participate in. Rewards in Halloween Mayhem are based on performance in the event instance, blah, 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 blah. So let me explain how this works. So they've done away with the 5,000 point award altogether. So when you kill a zombie in Annihilation, it's going to give you 0, 1, 5, 10, 25, 50, 100, 250, 500, 1,000, or 2,500 points. Okay, they did away with the 5,000 point award. However, this is no longer a competition for who can score the highest. When you very first start, you will pick either the bronze mission, the silver mission, or the gold mission. Now, this is very important, guys. You can only pick one mission, and you cannot repeat it. Okay, so whatever you do, do not abandon the mission, and be sure you know which mission you want to get beforehand. So let me explain how this works. Each mission has 10 tiers. The tiers are based off points. So after you unlock X amount of points, you complete tier 1. X amount of points, you complete tier 2. X amount of points, you complete tier 3. Each tier has rewards, right? So for the bronze mission, the highest tier, to complete the highest tier, you would need 7,000 points, right? Now that historically is what most players without a lot of buffs and special rings have been able to do in like a 20-hour run. The silver mission, to complete it all the way through, needs 17,000 points, and the gold mission needs 50,000 points total. Okay, so the difference here is how much time are you going to be able to dedicate, because there is no time limit, right? So you can run from the moment the gates open till the moment the gates close, killing zombie after zombie after zombie, and the point awards are random, yes, but how much time can you dedicate to it? So if you can dedicate a lot of time, even a low-level player might be able to do the gold mission. If you can dedicate only an hour, then not even Messi can complete the bronze mission in an hour, right? So you can only pick one, bronze, silver, or gold. Obviously, the best one to do for most of the people who used to compete or who are wanting to compete is going to be gold, because that's where the best rewards are. But to get all the way through gold, you need 50,000 points total by the time this event is over, right? So each tier in your mission gives you a different number of Mayhem tokens. So like in the bronze mission, it's 22, 22, 55, 22, 22, 55, 22, 22, 55, 22. Silver, it's 53, 53, 133, 53, 53, 133, 53, 53, 133, 53. Gold mission, it's 156, 156, 391, 156, 156, 391, 156, 156, 391, 156. You also get universal ammo at each stage. For bronze, it's 10.9 ped. Silver, it's 26.2 ped, and gold at 78.1 ped. And then at each stage, you also get other stuff like stage 1, you get like 5 times Halloween candy box. Stage 2, bonus Halloween creature codex progress. Stage 3, nothing extra. Stage 4, some stamina. Stage 5, more bonus progress. When you get down to the last 3 stages, though, of each one, you can get a set of horns, and then on the last stage, a face guard. So the bronze comes with bronze skull face guard for the last stage and bronze ram horns for stage 7. Silver mission, stage 7, silver ram horns, silver skull face guard, and the gold mission, obviously, gold ram horns on stage 7 and gold skull face guard on stage 10. Now, what do these face guards and horns do? We have no idea. They haven't told us about the buffs yet, right? So we have no idea what the buffs are on these things, but I'm guessing they have buffs. So there is no winning Annihilation. Now, remember, you can only pick one, so obviously, like, I'm going to pick the gold mission, right? Because I'm willing to dedicate as much time as it takes during that, 11-day window to get that 50,000 points. So you can only pick one. I'm picking gold. Now, the thing is, once I pick gold, I can go into any of the 10 instances. I can go into instance 1 with the lowest level creatures or instance 10 with the highest level creatures. Okay, there's no HP cap, no DPS cap, no special gear required, right? So Messi can be in Category 1 or Category 10 or Category 5. I can be in Category 10. So why would, if the rewards are the same, why would I pick a different stage? Because the higher the threat level of the creature, the more regular Mayhem tokens and rare Mayhem tokens / placement tokens those creatures are going to drop. They have told us already that the higher level instance you're in, the higher the threat level of the creature, the more tokens are going to drop from the creature themselves. And notice you don't get the rare Mayhem tokens from the actual mission. You can only get those as a rare drop from the mob. So the higher of an instance you're in, the more of a threat level the mob has, the more likely you are to actually get those rare Mayhem tokens, right? So I want to be in the highest threat level I can stand while it's still being reasonable. Number 2, because we know that the tokens will drop more often in those instances, and because it says in here very blatantly that the higher the threat level of the creature you're hunting, the more likely you are to get higher points awarded. So I'm much more likely to get a 2,500 point award in Category 10 than I would be in Category 1. Now, you can switch back and forth. If you go with the gold mission and you jump into Category 10 and you're just getting your butt handed to you and you can't even get one kill done, you can come out of Category 10 and go into Category 6 and see if that's more your skill level. The only thing you can't change is which mission you pick. I can get the gold mission and jump into Category 6 and be going at it and decide I don't like Category 6, I want to go farm in Category 4, and I can jump out and go into Category 4. Does not matter. The only thing that matters is, do I pick bronze, silver, or gold starting off? I can then go into all the different instances and find the one that I am the most comfortable with that also gives me the highest threat level. That way I get as many points as quickly as possible, get through my stages as quickly as possible, and I'm also farming as many tokens as possible, because the higher the threat level, the more tokens there are, right? So basically, for Annihilation, the plan is this. Pick the mission based off how much time you can dedicate to Mayhem. If you can dedicate 24 hours a day during the whole thing, go with gold. If you can only dedicate a little bit of time, go with bronze. Once you've picked your mission system, now you want to find out which category has the highest threat level that you can comfortably hunt at, without a lot of fapping, without a lot of decay, right? That's where you want to go. Obviously, the bigger the weapon you can use, the better. So this is something that we'll talk about in a second that is going to change the economics of the game drastically. But let me keep going, because that only covers Annihilation. Now we want to cover Survival. Now remember, there's only one Survival instance. Now, Halloween Survival is going to work just like all the other Halloween Survivals. Interact with the winged statue inside Survival to instance to select a stage and begin spawning zombies. Survive as many stages as you can against increasingly dangerous waves of zombies, mutants, dogs, blah, blah, blah. Dying, disconnecting, or leaving will fell the stage. Stages can be repeated, but the rewards listed for each stage are only distributed for the initial completion. Repeating, however, will give a small amount of Mayhem tokens, the amount depending on the stage. 20 stages total. Each stage has 10 phases. On phases 3, 6, and 9, there will be a capture checkpoint. Failing to take the checkpoint before the phase ends will fail the stage. So, just like previous survivals for Halloween. Randomly placed pumpkins containing various buffs appear periodically throughout the arena. Pumpkins no longer have a chance of playing any debuffs, so this is different. Used to, it could be a trick or a treat in the pumpkin. You might shoot one pumpkin and get a buff that gives you 20% load speed. You might shoot another pumpkin that slows your run speed by 80%. No longer a chance of a debuff. So that's good news. So the pumpkins can only help us. So let me run through the 20 stages real quick. Stage 1, on completion, 1 Mayhem token, 0.6 ped universal ammo, 1 Halloween strongbox, 1 Halloween candy box. Stage 2, 2 tokens, 1.2 ped uni ammo, 5 times Halloween candy box. Stage 3, 4 Mayhem tokens, 1.8 ped uni ammo, 3 times Halloween strongbox, bonus Halloween creature codex progress. Stage 4, 23 Mayhem tokens, 2.3 ped uni ammo, bonus Halloween creature codex progress. Now I'm going to skip some of these and let's get down to where the good stuff is. Stage 14 is 245 Mayhem tokens. Stage 18, 315 tokens, and Stage 20, 350 tokens. Also, in addition, it looks like it's Stage 16, green ram horns. I have no idea what green ram horns do. Stage 17, blue vampire cloak. Does not have any buffs. Says that very specifically. Stage 19, green skull face guard. I have no idea what the face guard does. Does not say. I'm assuming these horns and this face guard is very similar to the ones from Annihilation. Stage 20, green vampire cloak. Does not have buffs. Says that very specifically. So, it says that there is only one survival instance, which leads me to believe, because of the way survival works, that each round is going to be harder and harder than the one before it. Knowing what I know about survival, how it used to be, and from what these rewards are I'm looking at, it's going to get freakishly difficult right around stage number 14. I would say 14 is where it's really going to get pretty brutal, and I'm not even sure stage 20 might be possible for most people, except for the very few people who are very, very, very good at survival. So, obviously, the first couple of stages are going to be a cakewalk for people who are able to do the Stage 10 Annihilation instance. But depending on your skill level, that's going to depend on how this goes. So, let me talk about a little bit about what this means in general for the economy and for the gameplay and how you want to proceed from here. So, knowing what we know, there is no need to spend a ton of money on a whole bunch of reload pills and super expensive, tier 10 weapons and damage enhancers and all that for Annihilation. Okay, it's pretty much based off how much time can you dedicate. Now, obviously, the faster you can shoot, the more damage you can inflict, the higher category you're in, the more tokens you're going to farm, which is good, right? But it's not necessary to be absolutely maxed out across every buff anymore for Annihilation, because you can go through and just dedicate enough time to it and grind in a high enough category, that's good enough. Now, if you really just want to be the best grinder ever and get more Mayhem tokens than absolutely anybody, sure, go all out, to the wall, 24 hours a day for 11 days straight and just don't sleep, I guess. However, survival is where all the old game mechanics are going to come into play. And here's why I say that. Even under the old survival system, at some of the lowest levels that you could compete in, survival was brutal. Because the first round, maybe not that bad, but the creatures get significantly stronger each and every round. And every Mayhem that has survival, especially Halloween, there comes a point where you can no longer even kill the creatures. They are so strong and so immune to damage that literally you just have to take off running. And the people who were winning survival and getting these 2-hour times, they weren't killing that whole time. They quit shooting. I believe last Halloween, I quit shooting around the 45-minute mark. Because with the highest DPS I could have for my category, full damage enhancers, reload pills, whole 9 yards, at 45 minutes, the creatures were literally pretty much immune to damage. So at 45 minutes last Halloween, that's when I took off running. So that's when I would pop a lot of run pills. I had my run speed completely maxed out. I had my armor on to be sure I couldn't take damage if they tried to damage me. And I just took off running. And essentially, you're trying to run in a way in which the creatures can't kill you. And also can't keep you from getting the checkpoint. And that was the big problem, is there would eventually be so many creatures spawned that when you did have to capture that checkpoint, you had to essentially weave in and out of the checkpoint, because you've got to hold that checkpoint for a certain amount of time total. Because if you didn't, if you just stood on the checkpoint, they would literally surround you. And if you get 2 or 3 around you, you can jump up on one and over. But there would literally be hundreds around me. So I think my time last Halloween was like 1 hour and 15 minutes. So I was running, not hunting. I was running for a solid 30 minutes, right? So What I did is when I captured that very last checkpoint, I knew it was the last checkpoint I was going to be able to capture. I didn't move from that spot. I had hundreds of mobs all around me. And I had a amazing FAP. It was an unlimited FAP from the FEN event. I think it was the mod FAP, actually. It was either the adjusted or the mod that I borrowed from somebody. And I literally just sat there and FAP'd for, as long as I could possibly FAP. And I had pills that were literally regenerating 100 HP a second that I was popping and fapping at the same time, just staying alive as long as I could. And that got me through a few more rounds. And then a checkpoint popped up. If it popped up right under me again, that would have been cool. I could have gone, probably another 5-6 minutes. But it popped up halfway across the room. I couldn't get there. I was surrounded by mobs. So there comes a point in survival where they're so strong that you're not going to be able to kill them. So survival is still going to be a lot like the old survival. You want to start off with, weapons that are capable of killing and killing quickly. High tier weapons you can throw damage enhancers on. Obviously you want to have appropriate amps. So like if it says that it can do 44 to 88 damage like an LR 45, you don't want to put the 42 amp on it. You want the 45. You want to overamp it just a hair. That way you're absolutely maxing out the damage you can do per second. You want full reload speed. You want reload pills. You want run pills. You want good FAPs, pills that are going to regenerate health, because you're going to get to a point where you can't even damage the mobs. You've just got to take off running and try and hold those checkpoints and weave in and out of them. So survival, in a lot of senses, is going to be the exact same. The only difference is now there's no winner. Now it's just, can you get all the way through stage 20? If you can, good for you. If you can't, try again, right? So this is where everything about survival is going to be the same, just that there's no winner. But you want to get through all 20 of those stages if you can, because the rewards are so good. And remember, while you're in there shooting, while you're in there looting, you're also going to be getting more mayhem pills that are dropping from the mobs, right? So in that respect, everything that was about the old mayhem still applies. Everything about old survival still applies. You're going to need all the same gear, all the same damage enhancers, the same amps, the same buffs, same rings, same everything. The only difference is there's only one survival instance. So my question is, how easy is stage 1? How hard is stage 10? I don't think they made this where a player who is level 8 evader is going to do very well on stage 20. I don't think you're going to get anywhere near stage 20. But that said, the rest of the dynamics have changed significantly. For Annihilation, yes, if you want to still have the most reload, the 10 damage enhancers, high tier weapons, and just get through the mission as quickly as possible and just keep farming it as fast as you can to get as many tokens as possible, you can. However, you could also go into a little bit lower category and just spend, like I said, 24 hours a day and still make it through the gold mission, right? So Annihilation has changed in the fact that you don't need all that for gold. However, you pretty much are still going to need that for survival. Even if you can get through the first few stages pretty easy, survival, as far as what you need and what it's going to take to get through those 20 stages, pretty much the same. The only question is, how hard are the beginning stages? So I wanted to get this information to you guys early because it's going to change the entire economy in the game. And this is finally something that I agree with MindArk on. They finally did a good job. I'm finally singing their praises, and I can't believe I'm actually saying that because it's MindArk. But let me explain why this is going to affect things the way it is. First of all, we used to have to skill out for Mayhem. We used to have to chip out consistently. Empty skill implant prices went through the roof, right? And we couldn't hardly give away skills like rifle and laser weapon tech. Now, empty skill implant prices are probably going to come down a little bit. However, what's going to be valuable is the skills themselves. I wish I had all my rifle skills and all my laser tech. I wouldn't be level 50 laser, I'd be level 80. Well, now, all of a sudden, those rifle skills that were worthless yesterday, today have a ton of value. Because the higher level I am, that's going to mean I can last longer in survival because I can use higher weapons with more DPS. It's also going to mean that I can get through Annihilation faster, and I can farm faster, and I can compete in Annihilation in a higher category where I know those tokens drop faster. So now, instead of being low level, you want to be as high level as humanly possible. So even if ESI prices come down a little bit, the skills now have a ton of value. So watch for rifle and laser weapon tech skills to sell through the roof over the coming weeks. And if this is going to be how Mayhem is for the foreseeable future, rifle and laser weapon tech skills just got very valuable. Lucky for me, I've got 300 implants full of rifle and laser weapon tech. So guess what? I'm happy, right? Now, I've got a couple of empty skill implants. I'm probably going to lose a little bit of money on those. But guess what? I don't care because I've got 300 implants with rifle and laser. No, they're not for sale. Now, what else does that mean? It means that damage enhancers and high-tier weapons, pills, the buffs, the rings, they're all still going to be in demand and valuable. Why is that? Number one, the secondary category, survival. You're still going to need those things to get to those great rewards at level 17, 18, 19, and 20. You're not going to be able to do it without that. And those are some really, really, really good rewards. Also, anybody who is seriously competing, the gold mission, I'm not worried about. That's going to get done in like maybe a day, maybe two. Given how fast I can shoot, I'm assuming probably 2 days. So that leaves me 9 more days. Well, what am I going to do with those other 9 days? I'm farming because I want as many tokens as I can. Those placement tokens that are now called rare mayhem tokens, those are a rare drop. I want as many of those as I can. So I'm going to be farming around the clock. Now, once the mission's done, the mission's done. Cool. I'm still getting codex rewards because I'm already ranked 26, like 6 times over. But I'm going to get the gold mission out of the way as quickly as possible. And then I'm going to start in on survival and try and get through those 20 stages or as far as I can. And then I'm going to just be farming Annihilation the rest of the entire event because I want as many tokens as I can because there is no more winning. It's just how many tokens can I farm, right? So the faster I can farm, the more damage I can inflict, the more DPS I can do in the highest level possible, the better it is for me. So as far as the economy goes, no, you don't need all that stuff for Annihilation, but if you're really going to be going at it and you're really going to be doing this because you want to reap the rewards, you're still going to need those things in order to shoot as fast as you can, to farm as much as you can. Now, the good news is, even if you didn't place in previous competitions, because you can loot those rare mayhem tokens, the old placement tokens, essentially anybody can farm enough to hopefully get an item from the token trader, right? That's the general principle of this. That's why there doesn't have to be a winner anymore. Some of us who have competed in the past and have been saving up for a nice item, we are the beneficiaries because now the prices are coming down. There's going to be even more items to pick from. There's several items that have been on my wish list that have been out of stock. I might get a chance to grab. So I might not just get one item for all the mayhems I've been in previously. I might be able to get 2 or 3. I don't know. I don't know what the prices are going to look like. And because I can farm as many tokens as I want, I have a chance to potentially get even more items in the future or save my tokens at a faster rate for a nicer item down the road, right? So skills across the board just went up in value, especially rifle, especially laser, especially BLP. Those just went up in value tremendously. ESIs might go down a little bit, but ESIs are still going to be needed because if you're willing to sell me the skills, I've still got to have the ESI so that I can get the skills out of you and into me, right? So ESIs might not go down a lot. In fact, they might even end up going up because now those rifle skills that my buddy was willing to give away yesterday, now I got to pay him for them, but I still got to have that ESI, right? So we don't necessarily know that ESIs are going to go down in value. I'm assuming they will a little bit, but we do know that skills are going to go up. Now, what other skills are going to go up? Guess what, guys? Anything defense related. Anything defense related. Think about what I said. The higher category I can be in, the higher the threat level I can take on, the faster I will get points, and the more mayhem tokens and rare mayhem tokens will drop. And the faster they will drop, right? So if you have artificially high defense, you can be in a higher level category than somebody who does not have artificially high defense. Now, who do we know that has artificially high defense? Man, it's like if there was a guy who people thought he was stupid for doing nothing but skilling defense for 6 months when he started playing. Gee, I wonder if there's anybody like that in game. Hold on a second. Let's check out my professions real quick. Let's see. Oh, my highest profession level. Range laser damage, level 50. Gee, where's my evader? Oh, 39. That's right. I forgot. I'm the idiot, right? Well, guess what? That idiot can now compete in a higher level threshold for Annihilation with higher damage creatures, so I'm going to farm tokens more quickly. I'm also going to get through my gold mission more quickly because those same creatures are going to give me higher point awards more often. So that 6 months at Zykion that I spent that everybody said I was an idiot for, guess what, guys? a normal player with my stats would probably have maybe a level 14 or 15 evade. I've got level 39. So yes, I will be in a much, much higher category than people with similar stats to me. I will be in a much, much higher category than people who did not do what I did. Now, what else does that mean? It means that there are going to be players who are going to want to chip in defense skills. Evade, courage, athletics, combat reflexes, serendipity. All those skills just became even more valuable than they were before. Why is that? Because the higher the defense you have, the higher you can be in Annihilation. We know how that goes. That means more tokens more quickly. But it will also help you with survival. Now again, I don't know what the mob levels are going to be for stage 1 compared to stage 10 compared to stage 20. But obviously if you have level 2 evader, you're not going to do nearly as good in survival as if you were a level 110 evader. Messy. So, needless to say, skills across the board went up in value, especially the defense skills, especially the ones that have had 0 value, like laser and rifle. So, I do expect that there will be a lot more people participating in Mayhem. This is now something everybody can participate in. In fact, looking at what I'm looking at, I do not see a reason for there to be pretty much anything else going on. I know we have the Monterey event where they're doing their event for Halloween, and they're doing the costume contest. I know there's people who just want to do other things in game, but for the vast majority of players, especially those who have competed in Mayhem in the past, and even people who just partook but didn't necessarily compete, this is a total game changer because there are no more winners. It's just who can farm the most and who can do it the best, right? So, that being said, what else can we expect? Weapons prices are going to go through the roof. I can tell you that right now. If it's an unlimited high-tier weapon, the price just skyrocketed. To even be able to rent it, the price just skyrocketed. So if you know people who have them that for some reason are not participating in Mayhem, they probably are. But if for some reason they're not, those prices just went up. Even the rental fees just went up. The other thing that we know is that the limited weapons like the Armatrix line, those are going to be in high demand. People are going to want the highest level weapon that they can handle if it's an Armatrix weapon, because they're going to want to put out as much DPS as they can since there is no longer a DPS limit. Also, those high tier Armatrix weapons, they just became super in demand. Now, if only I knew a guy who had a whole bunch of super high tier Armatrix weapons that were already like, I don't know, tier 8, tier 9, tier 10 that were just sitting in his storage. Just, you know, like literally 100 of them. Everything from short blade 10s to LR45s. Boy, I wouldn't know anybody like that. Oh, guys, let me show you just what I took on me today, just for, you know, the heck of it while I was out. Oh, look, my LR45. Because it had a great tier rate. And oh, look, it's already tier 8. This one will be tier 10 before Mayhem. Yeah, I've still got 52.6% left. It'll definitely be tier 10. What is this? Oh, this is one of my limited LR40 FENs. Well, look at that. Oh, also a high tier rate. Currently tier 6. 6.1. And yeah, it let's see here, 71.7% left, so it'll be tier 10 too. Not to mention the literal hundreds of tier 10 weapons that I have been saving over the past 3 years. So I could not be happier with how Mindark did this. They might as well have celebrated my birthday early, because I've got like literally 300 implants in storage that the value just went through the roof on. I've got skills in my avatar that the value just went through the roof on. And I've got gear left and right that the value just went through the roof on. You might actually, for the first time ever, have a hard time buying weapons in this game. If you're wanting to get high-end Armatrix weapons, it just might not be possible once Halloween Mayhem starts. And especially if they're high-tier weapons, you might really be out of luck. Also, expect damage enhancers to go back through the roof. Damage enhancers have come down as of late. Expect that to change. Expect those to go absolutely bonkers, because now it's simply a matter of who can farm fastest. So, high tier weapons, event rings, and what I love is they didn't destroy anything. Mindark did not take anything away from Mayhem by making these changes. They didn't take anything away from the economy by making these changes. They literally reworked it in the perfect way that it makes the competition better, opens it up for everybody, makes it fair, gives everybody a shot. It's a matter of how fast can you grind, how much time and money are you willing to dedicate to it, and on top of that, they actually help the economy. Skills have value again, and those values are going to go up, up, and away. Same if you've been hoarding weapons, especially high-tier ones, good for you guys. So guys, that is kind of my overview of the announcement that we got today about Mayhem. I'm super stoked. I'm going to tell you right now, between the time those gates open till the time those gates close, there will not be any videos posted on YouTube. It's just not going to happen. If I do post a video, it's going to be in the middle of while I'm farming. I might do a video when I do survival, where once I've gotten to do survival and I know how the survival system works, so I know kind of what the mob levels are at stage 1 compared to like stage 10, stage 15, and stage 20. I'm not going to record the entire run, obviously. I just told you guys how to do it. But needless to say, this is absolutely amazing. So 2 big thumbs up to MindArc. I could not be happier with the changes they've made. And we will look forward to seeing you all when Halloween Mayhem rolls around. We've got 10 days to get ready, guys. So from everybody at earnped.com, sip, sip, smack, smack, F the haters. We appreciate your support. Head over to earnped.com, because when you earn, we earn. That's the best way you guys can support us. Be sure and get those entries in for the RK0 competition. Guys, I've got about 200 entries I need to go through and credit and get a hold of everybody and start passing out RK0s. That is one of the reasons I came back to Cali. I've dropped down to Cali because I've got some things to do in preparation for Halloween Mayhem. And then I will be going back to Monterey, back to DSEC 9. I've got a couple more videos in DSEC 9 I want to shoot, and a couple more on Monterey I want to shoot, and I've got more weapons to tier because Mayhem's in 10 days. So for everybody at earnped.com, we appreciate you guys watching. Sorry this video is longer than normal, and we hope everybody has a very happy Halloween Mayhem 2021. Take care, guys.